So you're thinking of moving to Buda, Texas. On today's video, we're checking out Sunfield, a master plan massive community out in East Buda. There are 7 builders out here. Today's video is all about Castlerock communities. I'm gonna tour a couple of their homes, talk about their incentives, and talk about Sunfield in general, because there's so much to see out here. We're gonna get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local Austin area real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to the greater Austin area, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. I do a lot of tours on this channel, so I tour homes all the way down to San Marcos, all the way up to Georgetown, and everything in between. So I promise you're gonna find videos in this channel that are in the areas you're looking for and the price range you're looking at. You know, I was a teacher for 10 years before I jumped into real estate. I was a music teacher, I was a percussionist. But I found that a lot of the skills I learned and excelled at in teaching have really transferred over well into real estate. Honesty, effective communication, and really just helping other people achieve their goals is still really important to me. And so it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to help you and your family find the perfect home for you. All of that can be found in the description below. So like I said, we're checking out Castlerock Communities today. That's one of 7 builders in Sunfield. What you're looking at right now is their South Fork model floor plan. It's one of their model homes. This is their largest square footage for a 50-foot home site. It's a 2-story home, 3,542 square feet. Its starting base price for this model is $493,000. But adding upgrades, you're probably looking at the low 500s, maybe 530, 540 when it's all said and done. Just to talk a little bit about the model home you're seeing right now, it's a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, open concept layout. It's a very large family room. You do get a study with this floor plan. You have a formal dining room, mud room right outside of the garage. You do get 2 separated master bedroom closets. Upstairs, there's a game room and a covered balcony, excuse me. And then you have a bunch of options with this. So you can change the kitchen to have a designer kitchen. You can upgrade to have a 3-car garage. You can extend the shower. You can actually add a 6th bedroom if you need that much space. And then you can extend the patio. So Castlerock does a good job with giving you a lot of options if you do the to-be-built route. Now, like I said, that's on their 50-foot home site. That's mainly what they're doing. That's what they're building on for the next 2-3 years. While they're still here in Sunfield. They do have 60-foot home sites, but speaking with the sales rep, he said, you know, they don't have a model for those anymore. They're probably not gonna have many of them left. So if you're watching this video in a year or two, probably 50-foot home sites is the only thing available. But just to let you know, currently they're 60-foot home sites. They range from 2,453 square feet all the way up to a massive 4,300 square feet. So you can build a really big house out here. And the base price range for those 60-foot home sites is between $510,000 up to $700,000. Now that is just the base price. With upgrades, with lot premium, you're probably looking at $550,000, $560,000 up to about $770,000 when it's all said and done for those largest home sites that they offer. Now, as far as the incentives that Castlerock is currently offering, if you do a FHA or VA loan, they're offering a 5.25% fixed rate, which is fantastic. I checked this morning, I think FHA was at 6.32, so getting that down to 5.25 is gonna make a big difference in your monthly payment. They're also offering $20,000 towards upgrades if you do the to-be-built route, meaning you pick a lot and you pick your floor plan and you do all those upgrades. They'll take $20,000 off of the upgrades and they'll pay all of your closing costs, which is going to save you a lot of money up front. You're only gonna have to pay your down payment basically for the loan. Everything else they'll take care of. If you choose to buy one of their spec inventory homes that's already built, they're offering a 4.99% interest rate, regardless of what kind of FHA, VA, conventional, cash, regardless of how you're financing it. 4.99%, which is very good. I think the lowest I've seen in the market is 3.99%. I think D.R. Horton was offering that. So getting anything under 5% is fantastic for your interest rate in this market. But yeah, those are the incentives. And like I said, this is their South Fork model. So now we're going to check out Sunfield and just kind of talk about Sunfield in general for a minute before I tour more homes. So like I said, this is a massive community. When it's all said and done, there's supposed to be 7,000 houses built out. They have about 3, maybe 4 years left of building out Sunfield, but they're pretty close to being done. Now, kind of looking at the north side of this map, you see we have the Kiddie Academy daycare, so you do have a daycare very close to the community. Sunfield Elementary School right there off of Sunbright Boulevard. We do feed into McCormick Middle School and Johnson High School. I don't know McCormick that well, but like I said, I was a teacher for 10 years. I actually taught at Aikens High School in South Austin, so we would play football against Johnson. Johnson's really nice. It's a new school, really, really large campus, really, really nice features there. We have Doral Academy Charter School, so if you wanted to go the private route, we do have that charter school over there to the northwest. And then you can see Baylor Scott and White and a fire station. So you do have fire station and a hospital very close by. There's also a children's hospital in that area too. And then the big thing that should jump out to you on this map is just the amount of lakes. There's so many lakes. These are all catch and release lakes, which I thought was really neat. Most communities do not allow that. And then if you can see these red lines throughout, these are all hike and bike trails. So they've built 16 miles of hike and bike trails throughout. It's really a beautiful outdoor space. I run a lot, and so that's something that drew me to my neighborhood. I live in Easton Park in Southeast Austin, and we have about 13 miles of paved trails too. So having these paved trails definitely makes a big difference if you're the kind of person who likes to exercise outside. And then they have 3 amenity centers. So the first one you see over here to the left, that's the Sunbright Amenity Center. It's the first one that they built right down the street from the Sunbright Elementary School. In the center of the community, further east, we have their Lazy River Amenity Center, which is phenomenal. I'm very jealous. I really wish my community had that. That looks amazing. And then further south, and actually where we are today, looking at Castlerock Homes, they just have opened or are about to open the Lakeside Amenity Center, closest to the largest lake in Sunfield. And so let's stay down here so you can get a sense of what we're looking at. So as I said, or as I'm about to say, Castlerock has 50-foot home sites and 60-foot home sites. The 50-foot and 60-foot you can see on this map are all gold. So if it's gold, that's Castlerock, okay? And really anything below, zooming in, Sugarcane, I believe. Yes, Sugarcane Road. Anything south of Sugarcane Road, that's what we're looking at. That's the area that they're building in right now. With the 50-foot, and I'll flash this on the screen right now, here's the 50-foot home sites, floor plans that they offer, ranging from 1651 square feet up to 3542. That was the model home you saw. And base price $350 up to basically $500. And then we can look over here, the 60-foot home sites. Like I said, they don't have many of these available anymore, but you can see this massive amount of space. If you're looking for a bigger home, we're looking at 2,400 square feet up to 4,300 square feet, 500 to 700,000. So they really have a floor plan and a price that's going to, or at least a price that's going to fit for you. It's just a matter of if the floor plan fits for you. But that's what you're seeing down here with all of these gold spots. Last thing I'll say with this, a lot of people think that a 60-foot home site, a 60-foot lot is going to be bigger than a 50-foot lot, which, yes, if it's just a rectangular lot, it will be bigger. But you're seeing so many different interesting angles and kind of cul-de-sac / just corner lots available in this area that you can find a 50-foot home site with a really big backyard. You just have to be strategic on picking the right lot. So yeah, hopefully that kind of gives you a sense of kind of where we are today. It's a very large neighborhood. So yeah, let's go check out our first home, which is going to be their Greeley floor plan. So I'll see you over there. So the first house we're checking out from Castlerock is their Greeley floor plan. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1-story home. The base price is $367,000. You know, when you do the upgrades, you're probably looking around $400, $420. Everything's negotiable in this market, so you could probably get this plan for under $400,000 with all the incentives they're doing and good negotiating. But pan around, that's actually the house we're going to see next. And this is their third smallest 1-story home, so let's check this one out. Very clean front exterior, symmetrical with the 3 windows either side. I like this arch in the front here, and then they went with an all brick. Most of the homes in this neighborhood are brick, that's what I'm noticing. Very Very tall entrance. I like that black ceiling. And then the window above the main door, letting some natural light. Very tall ceilings right off the bat, that's what I'm noticing. Love the arches. Lots of arches in this home. LVP flooring, pretty wide panels too, so they're planks, so it looks pretty good. Coat closet here, and then we have our 2 bedrooms off the left here. Bedroom number 1. There's a good amount of natural light. They just have the blinds drawn to conserve the heat, the energy bill. Really tall ceiling here, that's really cool. I like the extra windows there. Yeah, a ton of windows in this room. And then you have a larger than normal closet with this guest bedroom, so pan around so you can see that, yep. Carpeted bedrooms. And then here's the guest bathroom. Pretty basic with the tile on the flooring, and then just subway tile for the shower, and just the 1 sink. I'm sure if you did the 2B build though, you would have an option to add a 2nd sink there. Might be a little tight though, that bathroom's not very big. To the right here is our garage. 2-car garage. I really like this. I've never actually seen this before. I've seen windows built into the door, but I've never actually seen them raise this area so they can fit 3 more windows of true, letting in natural light and not just fake windows from the outside. So this is great. The light isn't on in here, and there's a ton of natural light because of that, and they're so high that we don't, one thing I don't like is when you have the windows in the garage and it's eye level. If you spend time in the garage, you're just kind of looking at your neighbor walking their dog and making awkward eye contact. So this is great. I like that. It's a cool design. You see we have our irrigation system, tankless water heater that's going to help you with your water bill, and then your water softener loop right there. I don't see any EV charging, but I see a couple outlets, kind of 1 on each wall. Pretty good space though. I mean, it's about a foot between the door to the wall, so it's a good sized 2-car garage. Really like the different angles they put in their homes. Now, that may not be for everybody. It feels a little old school, a little 90s style to me, but it's just interesting when I've toured so many homes at this point. It's nice seeing something different, and this is very different. So I appreciate when a builder takes a chance like that. Here's our utility room. No cabinets, just the shelf, but pretty long, so quite a lot of space. Your washer dryer would end here, so lots of area over here. Maybe put a folding table here, or some more storage if you feel like you need it. And then you can hang some nice photos there. Pantry's off to the corner here, a little bit odd, so a decent amount of space, corner pantry, but it is away from the rest of the kitchen. A little strange, but not too big of a deal. You'll get used to it. They went with just the basic subway tile here, but you do have the built-in range, 5 burner, 36-inch wide, so this is a really nice range with the hood above. Interesting style for the cabinets, that gray, no handles, something you can install afterwards, either yourself or hire a handyman to do it. Built-in oven, built-in microwave, looks great. And then our island setup here. Not a ton of cabinets, I'll say. I mean, it's okay, it's definitely okay, but if you're a family using all 3 bedrooms, this might get full pretty quickly. Here is our dining area. You see we have kind of the vault ceiling there, and then it's just flat here for the main living area. Like I said, plenty of natural light coming in. It's just all the blinds are drawn right now. Yeah, it's a very nice open area. And then they do have the built-in blinds in the door here. It's a nice touch. Here's the back patio. Back patio is a little small. I like the black. It's a really cool look. But this is a very small patio. So they put the railing in because it's a certain height, the foundation's a certain height from the ground. Not all of them will have a railing here. It's just per city code. If it's above a certain height from the floor, they have to, or from the ground, they have to add the railing. But yeah, if it were me, I would, if I was moving to this house, I would extend after the fact, maybe 6 more feet out, because you got pretty good amount of depth. I mean, you can see where this house, they have a much smaller yard. So really good amount of depth. Extend this patio out, maybe to there, maybe wrap around a little bit. You do have a gas out for the grill, which is fantastic. and pretty good size yard for their smaller lot size, right? This is the 50-foot lot, so not too bad with that. And then just grass on the side. They don't do any rocks or pebbles or anything like that. And then back here, right off the kitchen, is the primary. Again, carpeted, with that little vault on the side, the angle of the ceiling. Odd they didn't put a ceiling fan in here. Whatever, not a big deal. Again, everything's negotiable in real estate. Here we have walk-in shower, kind of small, surprisingly small. Again, this is a spec home, right? This is an inventory home, so what I would do if this would bother me because I don't take baths, right? I'm 6'1", I'm not gonna fit in that. I would probably do the to-be-built route, get this floor plan, but then ask to have an extended shower with a linen closet here and just not have a bath. But you do have the natural light coming in over the bath, which is great. Put some frosting over that so you still have your privacy. And then 2 sinks, pretty basic faucets. They maintain the same color for the cabinets in here. Toilet off to the side, and then really good size closet space. I was impressed with this. This is plenty of closet space. So there you have it. That's the Greeley. Now we're going to, did I get them mixed up? There's the Greeley and the Glenwood. We've seen one. I forgot the name. They're both G. Now we're gonna go check out the second home. So I'll see you over there. The final house we're checking out is the Glenwood model. This is a 2,264 square foot home, also 1-story, 4-bed, 2-bath. Pan around so we kind of see. I mean, this is just new construction neighborhood, so not much to see right now. This one's definitely elevated, but should give us a better view from the backyard. This is their largest single-story floor plan. You see we have this large 2-car garage, tankless water heater in the corner there. Pretty large front patio space too. All brick exterior for this one. These homes start base price is $395,990. With upgrades, depending on how many upgrades you want to put in, you're probably looking around $450. So here's the first bedroom, which you can transform into an office space. And then we have our full bath. Open shelving for the linen closet. You can see they're still working on this, right? So at least gives you a sense of the floor plan. Second bedroom. LVP flooring throughout this one. Really tall ceilings. I really like this floor plan. Coat closet here to the left. Just very wide too. I don't know if it's coming through in the video, but really opens up. I mean, that's kind of narrow, the entry, but opens up constantly throughout. This leads to that 2-car garage we just saw. Utility room off to the side here. Just a shelf, and then again opens up really well here. Yeah, I really like standing here, all these different angles. How they raise that section of the roof, and then they have those cutouts in the wall there. It's just interesting. The bay window over there. Here is our third bedroom. And this actually has a ensuite here, so it's actually a 3-bedroom, or excuse me, a 3-bathroom. 4-bed, 3-bath. Okay, large, open, interesting shape for the island here. Large single basin sink. I love how you're just looking out to the dining area and living area right there. Plenty of space inside of here. So you'd have your built-in oven, microwave there. Corner pantry, let's take a peek at that. Yeah, nothing surprising, just a corner pantry. And then you'd have your built-in range and hood right there. And fridge. And now we're in the main area. This is a massive dining area. It's really cool what they did with the ceiling there. Yeah, I like this design, very open. Just the view from the entrance over here. Get a sense of that. Very tall windows, extra arch windows on top. And then This is the back patio space, pretty good amount of space. Look at that view. Oh, this dog does not like me. Look, it's a nice view. I mean, we're probably gonna have homes here blocking that, but you can kind of appreciate it right now. Some people don't like the power lines there, but that never really bothers me. Pretty decent space for this 50-foot lot. Oh, all right, I'll stop setting the dogs. And then coming in here, I like this cutouts, just adds a little extra flair to it. And then we come into our primary, pretty good size. It's a very large primary room, very wide. I love the amount of natural light coming in here. And then we have very large walk-in closet. And then on the other side is our primary bath. This one they went with the tub. You couldn't choose to not have the tub. Just have a linen closet there. Lots of natural light coming in there. We just have a linen closet over here, separated sinks, large walk-in shower with a bench, and toilet. So there you have it, that's the Glenwood. So this is kind of a weird video today. I had to very quickly do that second home tour because builders were about to come in and continue working on it, so I didn't want to bother them. So I kind of did it backwards, and so I wanted to wait and figure out my thoughts before I end the video. I also realized I have not said once the HOA or the tax rate. So tax rate out here is 2.63%. Not too bad. You are paying into a municipal utility district, a MUD, for it being a new construction area. So that's pretty typical. That's what I pay roughly for mine. I think mine's actually 2.7. And then the HOA is $800 a month, or not a month, cut, $800 a year, which is really good for the amount of amenity centers you have here, the trails they put in, just driving around the neighborhood's beautiful, the upkeep the HOA does. I was shocked to see it's only $800 a year. So that comes out to about, what, 80, 70, 60, 65, 70 a month, something like that, which is, again, very good. I don't have anywhere close to the amount of amenities you guys have out here, and I pay, I think, $80 a month for my community, so it's pretty good. So in terms of those things, I think those are really strong factors for Sunfield. With new construction, that's definitely where most buyers are looking in the current market because of the interest rates being so high and builders offering lower than top tier interest rates you would get from a typical lender going the resale route. And the other incentives are offering of just like lowering the price of the house, paying your closing costs, paying off upgrades if you're doing the to-be-built route. So I don't know how I feel about Castlerock. So far, I'm all about it. I really like just the architecture of walking through these homes. Different. I like the different angles they have in here, the extra windows they put above their other windows or above their garage doors. It's really interesting spots like that. This is the first video I'm recording in Sunfield, and there are 7 builders total. So I can't give an honest feedback of I prefer this builder over this builder. At this point, I just don't have that data yet. Be on the lookout for those videos though. I am gonna tour all the other builders, so you can watch them back to back and get a sense of which ones, which floor plans look better to you, which incentives look better to you. But today, I'm pretty impressed with Castlerock. I think the back patios, kind of lame. I wish they were a little bit bigger. I think the yard space is pretty good as far as the lot sizes, but again, we're just looking at 2 of hundreds available lots. So if you are thinking of buying a home in Sunfield, remember that you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. I'd love to help negotiate on your behalf, help you find the perfect floor plan and price point that fits your needs, and negotiate a really good deal for you with the builder. Until next time, I hope to see you guys around town.